Hey y'all, it's Club here. Here's your follow-up to my previous video on trying to fix my jacked up paint on this old 14-year-old car. But anyway, I started off with a 6-inch Griot polisher, and that didn't work out, and I wound up with this 3-inch. And the reason I had to do that is this car's got all these curves, and every time I'd go with the big pad, I'd get high centered like this, and it'd just stop. And I just couldn't get it to work. So anyway, I learned a lot on this steel, and I wound up going with their full line of products. And like I say, I started off with the 6-inch, and some doofus on YouTube said, this shit here, this is the most aggressive compound, and some doofus said this wasn't for amateurs, and of course I'm very much an amateur first time, so I got scared and I went with this shit, and I started off with that 6-inch and didn't like what happened at all, and so I went and got this stuff, and I was using the 3-inch, and I still didn't like what I wound up with. And I wound up finding a video, and a guy said that, you know, because this stuff has abrasives that break down, you've got to take it all the way. It's got a real long work time. You can work it just forever and ever and ever. And as you do, the abrasives break down, and you get to a finer and finer polish. And so that clicked for me. And I went back with the 3-inch. And this time I went back to this guy and just let her go as long as it would go on every panel, and that did it. I mean, it fucking worked. And then I wound up, you go in there and you seal it with this stuff, and it's actually abrasive as well, and it does a little bit more fine polishing. And then I finished up with this stuff right here, and that put the real gloss to it. The other thing I want to tell you about is this Cerakote trim coat. I can't say enough about it. Used it on all my porous plastic, and it worked like a charm, except for it screwed up right here. Something bubbled up, and it turned out looking horrible. And I emailed them, and I was asked them how to fix it, and they sent me some tips on how to fix it, and it worked. And they said, and by the way, we credited you on your purchase. I wound up buying 2 boxes of this stuff, even though everybody said I only needed 1. I bought 2 boxes because I got a lot of plastic. They credited out both of those, and they sent me another box to boot. So I've got a lifetime supply of this stuff. It lasts forever, and it's just hard as nails, and you'll see it on all this plastic here. But without further ado, I'll just show you what we wound up with. This was the worst area right in through here. Had big gashes and scratches all up in here. Had a lot of etching with, I guess it's bird shit. It's all gone, man. It got all those scratches. Some of it I had to use touch-up paint, but for the most part, the compound just took all those scratches out. I got my mirrors painted. I got all this shit fixed up pretty good. I got some ding here. I don't know what the hell did that. Got that thing replaced. Got to polish it up. It even shows my hail dimples pretty good because it's so shiny now. But anyway, I'm thrilled to death the paint turned out like it did. And I got pretty good with spray paint too, I might add. It took a bunch of passes on that, but man, it looks good. This is a 14-year-old car, and the paint looks just about like brand new. Even all this plastic stuff, I polished all of that, and anything painted you can polish. So anyway, there's your update. I'm tickled to death. If anybody's got a car with a bunch of flat panels, I got a 6-inch polisher, dual action polisher, that I'll make you a hell of a deal on. Throwing a bunch of pads. Pads get real expensive, 15-20 bucks a piece. But anyway, there's your update, and I will see y'all down the road.